back to the show, and I'm joined again with Elaine Squiers. How are you, Elaine?
Well, thank you. Yes.
And we're talking, and Elaine, you're getting a bit of reputation for helping people gain that energetic life in their golden years.
Yes.
And when we were originally talking, because you've written a book, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Well, before we go on, because I guess a few people now have seen some of it, may just be going, what's the best way of getting the book? Is it to go onto your website?
It is definitely the website, which is www.elainesquiers, or lowercase one word,
Yep.
.com.au. And
Fantastic.
just be careful of the surname. It is spelt with the E in front of the R, not after it.
Yes.
But if you do spell it incorrectly, it should still come to the same website. So.
Now, we've been talking about this, getting that energetic lifestyle, and we've talked about happiness it brings in your golden years. For yourself, when you're talking to groups as you do, what do you find some of the biggest challenges for people to actually start bridging? They say to you, well, fast food's so convenient and I don't have the money to buy the better produce. I don't have time to do the exercise. What have you found in amongst all the things the biggest challenge for people is in making this shift?
Usually it's preparing the food, because we are busy people these days. More women are working than used
Absolutely.
to be.
Yep.
So I use my crock pot a lot in the winter.
Right.
And make meals up. I do a lot of preparation on the weekends. Occasionally, if I've got a reasonably free night, I might do something then that's quick and easy. I look for recipes that have only got 3 or 4 ingredients.
Ingredients, yeah.
Nothing too elaborate. If you love cooking and you want to do a bit more, you could do that on the weekends or on a day off or something like that. But otherwise, I keep it as simple as possible. But what I do put in there is good quality food. I do not use anything with GMO or any chemicals on it if I can possibly avoid it.
It's very important that, and you were saying with the chemicals, and the other thing you were telling me on one of the previous shows was the use of microwaves, and how microwaves actually just take the nutrients out of the food. And I actually didn't realise that. I just thought it was a great way just to heat it up.
It is, but that's exactly what it does. It just removes a lot of the nutrition from the food, which I didn't know either.
Wow.
Until recently, and I was attending a course, and they said, get rid of your microwave. And I went, oh no.
Oh no, it's a favourite.
Because it was so convenient. But that's where the problem lies. Everything is so convenient.
You know,
and I have turned my microwave off. I haven't got rid of it yet, but I've turned it off and pushed it to one side to try it first without it. And I found I haven't really missed it.
No. I was talking to a lady a couple of days ago, and she was talking about, they were doing these experiments where they do these body scans to try and see where your health is. And they were actually doing one on a dog, and he had all this microwave stuff coming out of him. And it was because they were microwaving his dinner, and he was actually, and I didn't realise it stays in the food as well. And when this dog had been eating the food, he was obviously absorbing it, and may not be harmful, but yeah, it was, well, I don't know if it is or it isn't, but it was there.
Time will tell.
So when we talk about things like this, and we're talking about, okay, we're going to start shifting into more of the food side, let's stick with that for a moment. You talk of the food and water helping speed up metabolisms. How does that work? Is that just because the body is now processing stuff, or it's actually being able to absorb it?
A little bit of both, I'd say. Because if you're drinking good quality water, and there's one particular, I don't know if you call it a brand or a make, which is called Sexy Water. Right. But it's Kangen water as well, which is the correct name for it, but they call it Sexy Water to get people interested in looking at it.
Yep.
But if you go to, I think it's Lourdes in France, that's the water people go to cure or heal themselves. And this water that is known locally as Sexy Water is exactly that.
So Kangen water, because Sexy is in Perth here, Western Australia.
Yes.
But Kangen water, so what is this water?
It's an alkaline water. The filter creates an alkaline water by filtering out the chemicals, any, what's the other thing?
All that, the chlorine.
The chlorine, yeah. And all the other garbage that's in the water. You'd be surprised what comes through. And now they're talking about making it or diluting it with sewage.
Oh.
I heard that the other day and I've heard that once before where they were going to put some sewage in and dilute it down and put it in our drinking water. And it just turns my stomach. I don't know how it's going to taste, but can you imagine if something gets through that shouldn't get through and someone drinks it, doesn't know any different, a baby has it in his milk?
Goodness me.
You're going to have sick children.
Yeah.
And you're going to wonder why.
I know, and they tell us they put all these safeguards in place, but I'd rather they didn't put the safeguards in place. I'd rather they just didn't do it.
I'd rather they just didn't do it either. I mean, it might be all right for the garden, for the plants, but I certainly don't want to drink it.
No.
And this is where this sexy water, this alkaline water, this Calgon water, this Lord's water, filters it through so that it removes all that.
And I know from just my own experience with this Lord's water and that, and you say alkaline, it's because if you just filter water, apparently it just strips everything out, but they make it alkaline, which is apparently really good for your body and helps reduce the risk of cancers.
That's right. If your body is full of acid, you're more likely to get cancer, and cancer feeds off sugar or anything like that. So if you make your body alkaline, the more alkaline it is, the less chance you have of getting cancer and some of the other conditions that are well known about in today's world.
Yeah.
Anybody that's interested in the Calgon water can give me a call and I'll have a chat to you about that. And you can even trial it for up to 4 weeks for free.
Yep.
We organise that for you before you even purchase the little systems.
That's fantastic. And I know one of the benefits of doing this, we've been talking for a few weeks now, but one of the benefits that I've seen from actually eating healthy, even before we get into the exercise part, is the weight loss that comes with it. And natural weight loss, not unhealthy weight loss, but this natural weight loss. And is this because the body can process and just get rid of what it doesn't need? Nothing's clogging up its systems?
That's right. Yep, it just processes everything through, takes out what it needs and uses that, and what it doesn't need, that's what the body was designed to do in the first place.
Yeah.
What we've done is clog it up with all this garbage.
Yeah.
And it's actually started from the Second World War. When the Second World War finished, they had all this chemical stuff from the bombs and what have you that they didn't know what to do with. Right. So they decided to just shoot a little bit into this and that and create something out of that. Yeah. And then they sell it off. And then they try and whitewash it by telling you that it's perfectly safe.
Yeah. I know there's they'll replace things. They can put vitamin E into, say, a bread, but then they can replace it with a cheaper chemical. They'll do the same thing as vitamin E. Well, vitamin E is good for you. And the chemical kind of neutral at best, we'll say neutral. But it's it's just this cost factor driving stuff. But once you get into, and we're going to talk about how you get onto these healthy foods, but you're a very big advocate. It's still got to be combined with exercise.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Your body is designed to be exercised. It's not meant to be sitting in front of a TV or a computer all day long. You try it. And how stiff do you get by the end of the day?
Oh, yeah.
And people who are stiff are the ones that don't usually exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise doesn't mean going to the gym and working vigorously or doing what I do, martial arts.
Yes.
You don't have to do that. You can just go for a walk around the block. But don't amble along like you've got all day to get there. Unless, of course, you do have an injury or something like that and you can't walk fast, but go as fast as you can. Gardening's another good one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's excellent exercise. Yeah. You're digging, you're shoveling, you're pulling, you're pushing.
Yeah. I suppose you're getting up, you're getting down.
Yeah, you're up and down and crawling around.
Yeah.
So gardening's a really good form of exercise.
Fantastic.
So there are a lot of things you can do that are exciting. Riding a push bike. Yeah. You don't have to go out on the road. You can sit in the lounge room and just pedal away while you're watching TV.
Well, that's a good one. We're going to take a break, but I do want to come back because we've been talking about living an energetic life in your golden years. And I guess one of the questions that we've been through this series now, and I suppose one of the questions that comes up now is, well, where to next? What now and where to next? So stay tuned and we'll be right back and we'll talk with Elaine about where to next. talking with Elaine Squiers, living a healthy life or an energetic life in your golden years.
Most definitely.
Well, it's been fascinating. The series has been fascinating. And really what we've been doing is following your book that you wrote. And I've got a copy of the book here, and it is A Healthy Lifestyle in Your Golden Years with Elaine Squiers. And you can get it from www.elainesquiers.com. So you can get a copy from the fantastic book. But I suppose one of the questions as we get to the end of this particular series and talks with you is, what now? What next? Where do people take it from here? How do they go, okay, I want to incorporate this? Because you do help people do this.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's sort of a variety of ways, depending on what they want and what condition they're in and so on. So I have to have a chat to them first.
Yep.
But, the first thing I think you need to do is change your water.
Yep.
And change what you're eating. We actually come out and do pantry previews.
Okay.
With Inner Origin.
Right.
We don't sell you anything because we do not own any of the products that you can buy from the Inner Origin marketplace on the website.
Yeah.
But we come out and we show you what the products are and what can be used to replace what you have in your pantry or in your cupboards. And it's a great afternoon. We just have 2 or 3 hours together, a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Bit of afternoon tea.
A pantry audit.
A pantry audit. And then you can choose whether or not that's where you want to go. But it's a starting point.
It is fantastic. So how does someone book it? Is there a cost to it for someone?
No, we
like
do
that?
it for free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We have the products ourselves.
Yeah, yes.
And we just bring them with us. We show you what we can even do a demonstration for you if you need to, because you want to clean something and you're not too sure about it. So we can show you how to do that.
That's excellent.
But basically, it's just...
So to do that, can they jump onto your website, Elaine, www.elainesquiers.com and .com.au, and just send you a message from the site?
Yes, they can send me an email, or they can phone me, or they can text me.
Oh, what would be your phone number? Because lots of people like sending a text, don't they, these days? It's like, just give me the phone number, I'll send a text.
And
she can ring me back.
The quickest and easiest way. It's 0426 717 163.
Wow. So a pantry audit. So come on, what's this experience like? You said it's 2 or 3 hours. What's it like to have a pantry audit?
It's a lot of fun, actually. We have anything from 2 or 3 ladies up to 10, 12, depending on the size of the house or if we're in a public place. Sometimes we have community morning teas.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a whole table full of products.
Yep.
And we have them have a little discussion about their health, and we show you the products. And then we have afternoon tea, and that is healthy products that are like food that's been made from the products we're displaying. Yeah,
because your products are all, I just want to say that they're all organic.
Yes, sorry.
So they have to meet certain stringent criteria, and it's truth on label is
truth on label, everything that's in the product is on the label.
Yeah.
Because too many products that are in the supermarkets have got have had some of the ingredients put into them, but not listed on the label.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
No, there's certain regulations. Yeah.
Scary, because you don't know what they put in it.
Mind you, the amount of stuff, that's in some of the products, the label's probably bigger than the packaging.
I think so. And some of the words are as long as what the packet is.
Oh, yeah. So I do like that. So Inner Origin is organic foods, and it's all fresh and so forth. And not just foods, but products, like cleaning products, as Elaine said. Yeah. So they come together and they do the audit. So it's 2 or 3 hours, and you go through and
within
show
a couple of hours anyway.
Yeah, fantastic.
We've just give you a bit of education on organics and why it's good for you and things like that.
Now, one thing when you're talking that, because I know you give talks to groups as well about living an energetic life, and it's very, very popular for you to pop out. Would this be something that if a group said, look, we've got the community centre, or we've got one of these, we call them retirement village centres here, or lifestyle villages, you could actually go out there and actually give a demonstration of a pantry audit to a group as part of one of your talks?
That's right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we can do that.
Jeez. Yeah, so and the cost for doing it to someone like that? It's with the pantry audits is nothing, but when they book you, is that just depending on what they want and how long they want it?
Yes, I would have to sort of have a discussion with them as to what they want and whether they how big an afternoon they need to have. And a whole heap of stuff comes into play there. So I haven't actually priced anything at this stage.
No.
Because we have been doing it for free just getting a thing off the ground, because we've only been going less than 12 months.
Wow.
And we've had our public launch in July this year.
Yes, I remember you saying that, which is
2017. So.
very, very exciting. Very exciting.
It is, yeah.
So they can have a pantry audit, which I think is a fantastic start. Now, you also do one-on-one consultations with people, don't you, to help them with their diets, with their what they're eating, but also with their exercise, and you help them as you take them through the book, but how to then incorporate this in their lives so they can enjoy their golden years.
That's right. If they want to improve their health and they've tried everything else through the doctors and what have you, and I'm not knocking doctors, don't get me wrong, because they come in handy when you break your arm, but when it comes to nutrition, half of them haven't even done 3 months of training or 6 months of training.
Yeah.
And then you turn up and you're fat as a whale and you're sick as a dog, and they just say change your diet.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do that.
No, because that's why I suppose there's different specialists in different areas, isn't there? So
well, true.
Yeah.
But we have a nutritionist on board who's not a nutritionist, naturopath on board.
Right. Yep.
And she's been a naturopath for many, many years. Seen a lot of different illnesses that come through her door.
Yeah.
And she's converting people over to the because what we need to do is go back to where our grandparents were, eating and drinking the way they did before the contamination took hold.
Yeah.
And if we don't go back, we're going to be very, very sick in the future.
Well, I think you know, if you say you go back and just the food sources we're eating, and I think there's even a push, and we even see it from the big companies now. We see it from some of the fast food chains where they are starting to go, hold on, we'll start incorporating something. So even they can see this as a trend going, and they're working towards. Of course, they're massive companies, so their speed of doing it is going to be a lot slower. Where Inner Origin has started from the starting point, as you say, they're brand new, so they've gone, okay, if that's what everyone wants, that's our starting point. They haven't got the history to try and undo.
That's right. So, the other thing about Inner Origin is the reason they started it was because there were too many chemically laden foods, including fruit and vegetables and meat, that are coming through the system, and people are eating that and getting sick.
Yeah.
What we want to do is give them good quality food that has no GMO, because GMO is bad. I don't care what anyone says, I don't like it.
No.
So GMO and all the other chemicals that are sprayed over the crops.
Yeah.
And I had 8 pregnancies and I lost 5 of them. And I've only just recently found out it was possibly chemicals sprayed over the crops way back in the 60s when I was having my children that may have contributed to the miscarriages. But back then the doctors just told me there was nothing wrong with me.
No, and I suppose looking back in hindsight and the knowledge we've gained, so rather than just ignore it, Inner Origin and people like yourself now are going, okay, we've learnt the lessons, we can't change history, but what we can do is change the future.
That's right.
And I think that's what your book and what you do for people is allowing people to change. They can't change their history, can't change the past, but you're allowing them to rewrite the future the way they want to live it.
We are finding that a lot of people who are converting over to organics are actually improving their health, and things that they've got wrong with them are starting to clear up.
Fantastic.
And that's because they're clearing out the debris and the bodies are able to work, because our bodies were meant to make themselves healthy. They weren't meant to die struggling. And it's like the plastics.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of all the plastics in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Slowly, bit by bit, as I replace them, I'm throwing them out. And the reason for that is a lot of plastic bags in particular have finished up in the ocean. Fish are ingesting them, and it's killing them. So if it does that with a fish, what is it going to do to us?
Oh, true. There's so much. So for someone to book you now for a talk or a pantry audit, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
And I love food, so that's right on my top of my list.
I love food too.
Or one-on-one consultation with you. The best way is to go to your website, Elaine, which is www.elainesquiers.com.au. Yep. And they can just send you a message there. Or your phone number, Elaine?
Or my phone number, 0426 717 163.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Elaine Squiers, living a healthy, energetic life in your golden years. Thank you so much.